Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach Enough channel. In this video we're going to review round 11 of the 2024-25 NBL SuperCoach season. So a pretty good week for us in the overall with a 539, which was top 1000 for the round. And speaking of top 1000, has catapulted us inside the top 1000. So now 842nd overall out of 20,000 teams. You'll love to see it. But wasn't good enough for a league win. So a very competitive league we've got amongst the Nuffs. But we'll have a look at the team and how we went. So we bought Jack White in this week. Oh, I've scrolled too far. And he returned the goods with an 80. Xavier Cooks with a 36. I feel like maybe he only had a single game week. I'll just quickly go back through. Yeah, so just the one game. So 36 is pretty solid. As the ambulance goes past. Apologies if that's coming up in the background. Henschel with a 49 on the bench. We could have used his score on field, would have been a little bit better, but we'll take what we can get. Menenga with 35 was pretty solid too. Isaac Humphries was another trade in this week and did the business with 67 on the double. I think Harrell will be back now, so might be one we have to potentially move on. And Zakarski sort of flopped as our cheap bench option with just 2 points. But Bryce Cotton as our captain did the business again, 107. Jackson Cartwright with 60 was good. 58 from Cook on the bench was also very handy. And Pepper with 18, we can potentially move on if we can find the right asset. So let's have a look at the game day. So it was pretty close, only 9 points in it, but balls up 14. Allen's team got us. So let's have a look at the difference makers. Probably, I guess, playing Cook. It was probably actually his bench was pretty strong. You know, Mooney with 25. I had Cook on the bench, so I had White. So he had White as well as VC. Cooks and Menenga were similar. So it was probably, Mooney, Sobey on the bench, Hurt, 17. It's actually a pretty solid bench when you look at those players. So great moves there. I've still got a couple of cheapies on my bench. So probably explains why Allen is coming first. Got a pretty solid squad going. But just having a look, Shano's guns with a 628. That's a monster score. Easily the best score this week. So let's see how Shane's done it. So yeah, Jackson Cartwright, Prather, White, Humphries, and Captain Cotton. So that's a very good starting 5. Harrison, Bateman on the bench, Henschel, Menenga, and Tisovich. So pretty solid contributions from the bench. So looks like I need to try and find some upgrades for my bench cheapies. Don't know if I've got the cash. But we'll have to do our best. So I'll probably have a look at the break-evens as well before we get too stuck into trades. Well, actually, let's look at the high scores as well. It's a pretty good way of summarising it. So I think we've seen a lot of the big ones. Cotton, Prather, White. Vordenberg with 78 is a great return. Illy with 72 is going good. Low. So obviously Melbourne on the double was helpful there. Kendrick Davis, so he's back from his suspension. So if you've got the money, would be a great one to target. But at 480, we are no chance. Armstrong win all right. I think Cairns must have had a double this week, but I don't think they've got a lot coming up. So probably not the ones to target. It's probably the likes of Prather, Bateman, those sorts of guys from the Bullets. Harrison as well, probably a good target. So I didn't do break evens. On the cheap end of things. So Peatling from Illawarra looks like a nice little downgrade, -12 break even. Averaging 8 doesn't give too much hope, but I guess it's something. Caddy, -5. So obviously, you know, these guys are cheap for a reason, but we might need one of them to help us out. Maybe someone like a Smith Milner from the Bullets could be a handy one to have with the double game weeks they've got coming up. Alright, but I guess let's have a look at the team. So yeah, we don't have a lot of money on the bench, which is a bit of an issue. But we do have pretty stacked starting lineup, which is handy. But having a look this week, we've got the Breakers, the Bullets, Melbourne all on the double. So, you know, basically White, Humphreys, Jackson Cartwright. Oh no, sorry, not Humphreys. So Jackson Cartwright, White, Menenga are all locks. Southeast Melbourne, so we could probably target Hurt, get him back in. Keep an eye on next week as well. So Sydney on the double, Brisbane back on the double. Oh, Brisbane's on the double this week, aren't they? Yep. So what do we got? Perth, so 2 singles. So do we cash out on Cotton this week? Not too sure. Adelaide's on the single, so maybe Humphreys gets flipped. So maybe if we go Harrison at that similar price point, one trade. And then who do we want after that? So I guess Hurt was a good target. So maybe Cook's out, Hurt in. Something like that. So, yeah, so we got the 4 teams on the double this week. So I think we've got them pretty well covered with White, Hurt, Harrison, Jackson Cartwright. I could probably play Cook over Cotton, get the double game week there. Although Cotton is in good form. Menenga is probably just stuck on the bench. But then captaincy, it's probably between White and Jackson Cartwright. And just based off average, I think we go Jackson Cartwright. So I think that's the team. We still haven't really got rid of our cheapies, but it is what it is. So I think we'll leave the team like that. Nice and quick one for now. As always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to get them below this video. Give us a thumbs up for all the NBL content if you're liking that. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content. We do have Big Bash coming up. Might actually even do an update video. It's been a while. But other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.